Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is OhenebaJoan. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you. So today I'm coming to you with something slightly different, the 5 things Italy has taught me. This video is dedicated to my Italian grandma. We lost her in April during the whole COVID period, so it was even difficult to see her at the hospital. We didn't get to see her at the hospital or anything like that. We've missed her dearly, and yeah, so this is actually dedicated to her. So number 1, the love for food. Now this is very broad, so let me explain. First of all, I've never seen a group of people that talk about food this much. I mean, everybody likes food, you know. I mean, one way or the other, we all like food, but they have a way they describe food, the way they express their love for food is very evident, you know. You can't miss it. And I know back when I was back then in Ghana, like when guys talk about food, is like it's a bit too much, you know, because guys didn't really used to talk about food. But here you hear them discussing about it, even young guys, you know, discussing about it, and they're just not saying, oh, that food was nice, but they're just not saying, oh, that food was nice, but they're actually describing how it was made, how it looked, and all that. You just see the love and the passion with which they talk, and I think that's very, very interesting. Another thing correlated to food that I've learned is don't waste food. Do not waste food. It's something that my Italian grandma taught me, like, and it's something I've seen in different homes as well. They don't waste food, which means that usually if they eat something and then there's some left, they'll use it to make another dish. There's always something else you can use the food for. So if you eat spaghetti and there's some left, you can use it to do frittata, which is another food. It's just a fast food, something that you can just do very fast, but it's also, you know, something you do, so you don't just throw food away. And I actually know a certain lady, I won't say which country this lady was coming from, but I know she lost her job at someone's house because she threw sardine away. So it's that serious, okay, in people's homes. And from what my Italian grandma taught me, it was because most of them, all the older ones, got to live the end of the World War, and they said it was very difficult in Italy to get food. So it's something that they've adopted as part of their culture. They don't waste food. So in addition to the fact that they love food, they do not waste food. Still on the topic of food, I have to say that Italy has taught me to eat well. I remember every time my grandma would say, in every plate make sure there's some veggies. So whatever it is we were eating, there was always some form of vegetable in there. There was always something healthy about the food we were eating, and I think this has changed my eating style so much, and it has changed my life generally, and it's become a part of me. If you know me, you know I need some veggies to feel okay, and when I don't eat vegetables for like 2-3 days, I feel very, very guilty. It's just become a lifestyle, and I'm quite appreciative of that actually. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 would be reading expressions. Now there are a group of people that, like, they really are into, they're really expressive. They're like that, and they also read your expressions. So I remember when I came, I think I wasn't looking much at people when they were talking to me, and I was actually learned to look into people's eyes when they're talking to me. So it's something that I actually learned, and I was told to, because it's part of the communication, and it makes them feel like, you know, you're interested. And I think that is even a general norm of communication, even though in some parts of Africa or in some parts of Ghana, because that's where I can identify myself. And when you're looking at an adult in the eye, it's like a sign of disrespect sometimes, okay. But yeah, here I was just taught to look at people in the eye when I'm talking. It's a sign of, okay, I'm transparent, there's nothing, like, this is me, and I'm listening to you, and I'm interested in what you're saying. And then also they have other expressions like this, which is the very common one, like this, which also means something else. And so everything on their faces means something. They can say I don't know without even moving or saying any words. They can say how without talking. They can say oh really without talking. They can say seriously without talking. They can say I don't care without talking. And I think all these things are very interesting, and I've grown to learn all that as well, actually. So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, which should have been my number 1 actually, is the language. Obviously, it's the first thing I learned here. And once again, this video is dedicated to my Italian grandma, so I'm going to be mentioning her all over the place. She was actually one of the main pillars for me, especially when I was learning the language. She was part of like my whole journey. I'll do another video where I actually talk about my education and all that, but she was very much part of this journey that I did, integrating into the society. She was the bridge that sort of closed that gap for me. So she made me identify myself with the Italian. She was just there, so even with regards to the language, I would always read to her and she'd be correcting me and all that. So the language is top. Now I've noticed that the Italian language is very, very rich. There's so many words, and every day we are learning new words. I know that every field has different words. Like if you go to medicine, there's the language for medicine, and law has its own language, and this has its own. But then, generally speaking, every day I get to learn a new word or even an expression, which is just a continuous learning. So yeah, that's one of the things I've learned from Italy, the language. So number 4, numero 4. I've not been counting in Italian. Anyway, numero 4 is dressed well. Okay, now this may sound superficial, but you are treated in a certain way when you dress well. The way you dress will determine sometimes, in some cases, how you will be treated. I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but the Italians are people who love aesthetics, they love beauty, they love architecture, they love fashion. So it's just, I just think it gives you some points, or it gives you a plus if you arrive at a certain place dressed nicely. It's just part of their lifestyle. Story time. I remember my dad was telling me some time back that he went to this shop, I think it was in Rome, and the person looked at him very carefully, and the person told him you have great taste, and I think the person showed him some shoes or something, but there was this whole conversation that started due to the way he was dressed. Okay, and he's not the only one. I have noticed that it's a thing. Okay, so if you want to be treated in a certain way, but I think it's even a general norm, you just have to dress well. And since they like fashion and they like style and they like it, they appreciate people who dress smart, nice. It doesn't have to be from a high-end store or something like that. It doesn't have to be Gucci, Dolce Gabbana, what have you, Fendi, Salvatore Ferragamo here, this bag there. No, it's not like that. But I mean, they just appreciate it if you dress well, nice, clean, smart. I'm not saying that there are people here who don't dress well. There are, but that's just what I've learned, and I've also experienced it firsthand. I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's one of the things. First impressions too are very, very important. This is very, very important to me. Okay, Italy. I don't know what happened or how, but I know Italy has injected something in me. And my love for cappuccino in the morning is very, very, very intense. Okay, so it's so intense that when I travel, I always want to get cappuccino or something similar. Every morning before lectures, you see a whole lot of students at the bars and cafes. We are getting cappuccino, brioche, and things like that. So it's just become a part of me that I always want to get that. I know when you go outside, you're supposed to, try new things. But I remember my friend and I went to Holland some years back, and in the morning, he was looking for his cappuccino, and it was so funny because I was like, hey, we're in another country, we should taste or try new things. But I was like, no, before I try new things, I have to get my cappuccino and all. So it's just part of me now where I tend to want that in the morning. So yeah, that'll be the last thing. So before I close the video, I just want to say a big thank you to my Italian grandma for whatever she gave to me. I appreciate her so much. This is my little way of coming here, because obviously you don't know her or whatever it is, but I just feel I want to do a video because this is what I like to do, so why not? For just, you know, because people outside think, oh, maybe here they're racist or, you know, something like that, but I actually have a family here. She gave us a family. She didn't just give us, you know, just a few things. She was our grandma, and she took care of us as if we were her own grandkids. So I'm so appreciative of her life, and I'm glad that I was a part of her life in a way. I've known her since I was little and all, so we were very much attached to her as well, my sisters and I. But yeah, what has happened, but I believe she's in a better place now, and I'm happy for whatever she's given to me. I still feel she's a very strong part of me, because there are things I do now that she taught me, and nobody can change that. She's a part of me. She's in my heart, and she'll be there like forever. So I'm so grateful. She taught me how to cook, how to do so many things. If you see me make even Italian dishes now, it's because of her. Almost everything I do most of the time reminds me of her. So yeah, I'm appreciative, and I thank God for her life generally. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Do not forget. Okay, and see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye. Love you.